podcast.
On the left.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
All right, should we start it up?
Let's start it up.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone.
I have a ghost in my bottom.
Sounds disgusting. All right, welcome to the show, everyone. I am Ben Kinsel. That's Marcus Parks. This guy, he's over there in Los Angeles. That's you. That's you, Henry.
Yes, you're right. I haven't taken my shit yet today. You know what? And you know what it kind of feels like is? It feels like I've got a hive of bees in the back of a car.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, and I hear like a in the back, and I'm just being like, I hope I don't hit any speed humps. I'm saying speed humps, so that I don't disturb this hive of bees back there, which is what I'm kind of doing right now. I'm hoping that I don't express too much emotion or energy, and then shit my pants.
Well, I do like that you call them speed humps. Yeah, I always feel like when you gotta go, it's always the feeling of like the in-laws are coming over. And, and the house isn't quite clean enough.
I had a dream that I was kept in a dog cage last night.
Really?
By a little African boy and an older woman. They were like serial killers. They were serial killer teams, but they were lovers. They were like, it was very strange. It wasn't like a little boy. It was just a young kid and like an older woman. And then finally I tricked them and I got the key and I got out of the dog cage. In order to escape from like the shed I was in, I had to break the old woman's arm.
Well, that makes sense. They did have you captive, so you are the hero here. Mm-hmm. Technically. Yes. All right. So we've been going all across the country and the world doing live shows, and this week's episode is the live show that we did in Chicago.
Absolutely, yeah. What we're doing with our new live show is we're going to be going and touring a single show for about a month in cities all across the United States, and then at the end of the month, we get to release some of the best ones for you, the listener. And our live show is both more like an episode, but it's also still really visual. So there are some things that are cut out. There's some things that you have to go to the live show to see. But this is the majority of our live show from Chicago.
And because this was the live show from Chicago, if you are listening to this in your car will begin to smell like alcohol. So if you are pulled over, just tell the officer that is the crowd from the live show projecting its energy into your Nissan.
I would say of all of the shows and all the places we've been with, I think Chicago was the drunkest place.
Which is really remarkable for us to say. We went to Glasgow.
Chicago's drunker than Scotland.
They don't have fluoride in the water, and the bars were full at 10, and no TVs were on.
None. And remember, if you want to come and see us, we got shows coming up in Ithaca, New York, Salt Lake City, Utah, and San Francisco, California. All of those tickets are available on cavecomedyradio.com/live. And
we got a brand new show coming your way. We're doing our Bill Burr shit. This is our fucking week. We made a bunch of material, and now we burn it. We fucking give it to you, and now we got to Jerry Seinfeld it all the way back again.
Have you been watching stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm desperate, grasping at straws.
All right, so because this is probably our drunkest show, this is a challenge to you, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Step it up when we go down to Utah. I want to see all the Mormons drunk.
Isn't it slightly dry there or no? There's not like a thing.
Yeah, it's like they have, 3% beer or something?
Yeah, and then all the liquor bottle, you can't order a double, so you just have to get a single twice. I mean, it really makes no sense.
No.
And the pourers, they're frugal. They're like, grandma's thumb is on them, and grandpa was drinking too much during the war, and he doesn't get to enjoy his gin anymore.
Well, we better be ready to be real flirty in Salt Lake City.
And we will see everybody at the Sold Out Show in St. Louis next week, and we can't wait to come to St. Paul. Actually, there are still tickets to our late show at St. Paul. So, yeah, just Google Last Podcast on the left, St. Paul Turf Club. Go to Turf Club, and you can find tickets for the late show at St. Paul there. We're almost sold out.
We got tickets for the second show still open?
A couple,
all my friends who I said are on the comp list, you're off. Buy the tickets. Are you kidding me?
No, this was
I got
supposed
so
to be
many
for your
emails.
apology tour. This was supposed
the apology
to make
tour-
up for all the shit that you've done.
The apology tour is off. You're buying tickets.
Yeah, remember everybody whose couch you accidentally set on fire gets in free?
Yes, and yes, we used to throw random flammable objects at each other, mainly just me throwing them at my friends. But whatever. Get over it. Buy a ticket.
All right, here is our live show from Chicago.
Chicago.
Hail yourselves. Hail yourselves, everyone. Wow, thank you guys so much. Fucking Chicago. Holy shit.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hail yourselves. Wow.
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 Wow. Wow.
Fucking wow, dude.
This is a
awesome,
dangerous,
man. Thank you
dangerous
guys.
level of energy. This is incredible. Hail Satan. Thank you guys so much for coming. Chicago.
Oh, I hear you guys got a bunch of sausages and overweight guys with diabetes.
That is right. Honestly, surprisingly thin crowd. And I want to say congratulations to you guys for that. This is very good looking. Because
Absolutely.
outside, most people are shaped like gigantic, like the head from the Cubs guy, right? The actual that guy head.
yeah.
This is not pandering. I don't understand fucking sports.
I don't know. That was really good.
But it's like big spheres and they roll around. I just remember, of course, Chris Farley and all that shit. He's here. I know that he's eaten at several establishments here. I've always go to the ones that he used to eat at right before he fucking died.
That's
and the
right.
problem is that he died.
Do you fuck prostitutes? Specifically Heidi Hauser, which was the prostitute who killed Chris Farley by draining him too much.
Well, what she did is that
She drained him to death.
she also just kind of let him die.
Well, yes, because he was like, it's day 4. I have enough money for day 7.
And then she did the thing like that joke of being like, how do you make sure not to wake up sleeping pills if you get out of bed at night? You tiptoe past the medicine cabinet. She just let him deflate like a balloon, but instead of air, it was blood and pus from his fucking lungs.
What children's tales did your mother tell you? How do you not wake up sleeping pills when you walk by the medicine cabinet?
That's a funny old joke.
In what household? By the way, down in the green room, Henry shared with us that his father used to be in a bike gang called
The psychopaths.
the Psychopaths.
And that is true.
That is true. And they would wear swastikas for jokes.
No, it's a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a
And
funny
then
joke.
He told a story about how they used to go. The Psychopaths. Keep in mind, his father, a future NYPD officer.
Well, obviously-
This was pre-NYPD.
This is pre-NYPD.
Yes.
But so they said they would get together and it was a funny thing to do. This was in Newark, New Jersey. They would drive around and there was like 30 to 40 guys in the gang at any given point. And they would do is all show up on somebody's lawn and do donuts and tear up the whole place, screaming and screaming and pulling up the flowers and banging on the door, being like, we're going to get your wife. We're going to get your wife.
Right.
And they laugh. They thought, like, my dad was laughing like it's like an old story about how wonderful Christmas is.
But the people inside were like David Spade in PCU when Jeremy Piven was like, go to sleep! Go to sleep! They were horrified.
They were.
Yes.
But at the same time, one man's prank is another man's
Felony.
life-changing crime.
Felony.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much again for having us. Chicago,
Fucking hell
it's
yeah.
beautiful.
This is so great.
We got picked up. I got picked up from the airport today.
Holy hell, yeah.
And of course, coming from the airport and the cab driver. So my sister sends me a link. Apparently now what they're doing with my little niece is in dance recitals right now. She does competitive dance.
And
So now what they're doing is they're doing a thing where they will send a link that is a live feed to the dance recital. So in the back of the cab, I'm watching it on my phone because I said I wanted to be a part of her competition and supporting her. And the cab driver's like, hey, you watch little girl dance on phone? And I was just like, yeah. He's like, he had the window completely down. He's wearing just like a light little jacket. It's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Going down a highway, he's like, you watch little girl, it just show up on the phone like that. It just shows up on phone.
Right.
I was like, I have the link to it, and it's not erotic.
No, and then of course that is why Donald Trump put in the Muslim travel ban now, because he's like, all the pedophiles are here.
No,
so
no.
we're good. We're
He was
good. Love 'em,
Eastern
love 'em.
European.
Eastern European.
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
And then there was a song playing. It was an early '90s dance hit that I believe is called "Work," and it's like "work, work," and something in the back. And so finally he's like, "Is that your niece singing? She black?" And
And I was just like, yes,
Very good.
yes.
Very good. But in America, when a song has the word work in it, unlike North Korea, no one's working. And I think that's sad.
That is sad.
Absolutely.
Guys.
Holy hell, hail your fucking selves.
Hail yourselves.
Is everybody, by the way, this city, I already had a bunch of cheese curds. I had a thing at a restaurant called the Porksicle, which was fucking amazing. What was it, a first draft or something like that? Has anyone been there? It was so fucking good. They kicked me out of the restaurant because I was rock hard, and I did it.
Yeah, because you're going, guys, look, I've made a flagpole. It's like running around. I'm like a park.
Right, but it was not a park. Don't put a swing on it. This city is so unbelievable, and thank you guys so much for having us.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Thank you, Wayne.
Fuck yeah.
Now,
Okay.
normally what we do is it's like we've developed sort of like a stage show. It's kind of like a running show where it's like you have the various blood-clotted man. You've got the man who collects bones, and you've got, Mr. Brain. He's the smartest man in the world.
No, I think we have
Mr. Brain. That's what you've named yourself.
The
Mr.
smartest man who's ever been.
Is that Stu? Is that...
Not anymore.
Did anybody watch A to Z?
Very ferocious. It's A to... Can we just call it A to M? Let's just call it A to M. The checks have stopped.
And that makes sense. Ass to mouth, which is exactly what happened.
And that's what actually was going to happen in that 14th episode between Andrew and Zelda.
Oh.
It was the ass to ass from fucking Requiem for a Dream.
That's
Yeah. But we've developed a kind of show here, and we hope you enjoy our wares as a part of our show. And
Hell
so
yeah.
the first thing we want to talk about is Charles Manson is still alive.
Still kicking.
Alive and kind of well.
He's not well at all. No, not even kind of well.
Absolutely not. Charles Manson was taken from prison. He is in the hospital right now for intestinal bleeding.
Another problem is that if your intestines become the elevator from The Shining, you didn't live your life right. You didn't make a lot of good choices, which we know that about him. But I'm so glad that he beat Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah. She is going to make it, after all, to the grave.
She didn't, though.
No.
Can you imagine how terrible this man is where his shit is bleeding?
His shit is blood.
His own shit is actually more disgusting than shit.
He's an upside-down vampire. He's making blood. He's like a vampire's ice cream machine.
And you can imagine being a vampire and you take a big bite of the Charles Manson and you're like, nah, I think I hit the wrong tube. It's blood shit.
But-
the world's worst vampire plumber.
But our heart goes out to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when it comes down to when he dies, a big chapter in the American story is closed. A big pube-covered square of the American quilt is removed. This country will not be the same. I will probably cry, and that's not even. I will have an emotional reaction.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, when Manson dies, it is still it is a symbol of our own mortality, and we can all agree Manson is. They killed Sharon Tate.
Mm-hmm. Killed Sharon Tate. But I firmly believe that Manson is better than Roman Polanski. Yeah.
Who was the person that was fucking Sharon Tate. Roman Polanski is a pedophile on the run. Manson stood up for his crimes. He served his time. I think he's better. I swear to God, Manson didn't kill anybody.
I will say Roman Polanski, though, has got a fate worse than death. He is staying in a hotel in Poland.
Yeah, he's been there for like 20 years.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
no,
forced to be in a Polish hot tub, which is what they also use to warm soup for the kitchen.
Ooh, the world's biggest dumpling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that does sound fun.
It does.
But also, I mean,
great.
Roman Polanski technically is mostly guilty of just holding a casting couch session about 9 years too early.
All I think about when you said that, Henry, all I can think about is Kathy Bates from About Schmidt. Just like sitting in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Just to be like, you will be served soon.
God, we have the same body, me and Kathy Bates. Isn't that something? Fun. And then we also were fine with Woody Allen because he married his daughter. You know what I mean? Because it's fine to molest your daughter as long as you marry her.
The only reason Woody Allen was allowed to do that is because no one actually thinks he has the ability to come. Because he looks like someone who would pass out.
And she's just like, when you done?
He
When you
finished
done?
months ago. What a...
When you go make movie again?
Yeah. I am so over Woody fucking Allen, by the way.
He sucks.
Yeah.
So
he
over.
sucks. He's bad.
Without
And
a
he
doubt,
made
Woody
4
Allen.
good movies. Well,
That-
Charles Manson is very, very ill now, but he was actually supposed to die in 2002.
but he didn't.
He didn't. He was supposed to die in 2002. They didn't think he was going to make it to his 2007 parole hearing, which he was denied parole. In fact, it was the 12th time that he was denied parole.
12 times.
12 times. He's
Okay.
up for parole again in 2027. He might make it at 92 years young.
Yeah, I
You're
think we
young.
will. We could put our minds to it if we all just sit and do that.
I think I'm feeling better. Oh, look. I think I'm just making strawberry jam.
All right.
Oh, no, it's not jam. I'm not better.
Mr. Manson, we are really thinking about letting you loose here. You're 92 years young.
Yeah.
Will you do any harm to anybody if we let you out?
No.
We've actually got some actual footage from his 1997 parole hearing. Let's see old Charlie here.
Oh my goodness, I've been carrying Linda Ding Dong across these little piggybacks on Ruby Poop. We're up with Mother Goose flying this whole world.
If down the line you were actually given a parole date, what would your plans be?
I would go poof. Poof.
Prisoners denied parole for 5 years.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Court stenographer, could you
yeah.
please read back what Mr. Manson said, please?
10:27, Mr. Charles Manson said, I believe it is skippity bop, skip, skippity bop, skip bop, skippity bop. I want to fuck a snowman.
Stenographer, please correct that to snow person.
Yeah. I'll fuck it if it's got a dick. Because it's just a carrot. You just pull that dick off and you got yourself some lunch.
Mr. Manson, you're free to go back to prison.
Thank you.
But also, did not his lawyer at some point just being like, when they ask you, what you gonna do when you get parole?
I have the answer. I'm gonna say,
Nope, Charlie, I want you to deny your instincts
Nope.
and just say, run an ice cream store.
Poof.
God damn it, Charlie, you're the cutest fucking co-leader I've ever met in my life. Since Shoko Asahara, because he was also very cute.
I've defended a lot of people, Charlie. But you got a couple more years left in prison. Now, what are you gonna do with your extra time? I mean, you're healed. You got a clean bill of health.
Well, I think I'm gonna become a lawyer to bats.
Really?
Bat law.
Bat law.
Absolutely, I think that's really the next step for me. I'm gonna educate myself, and I'm really gonna exonerate several fruit bats. Just because fruit bats look evil shouldn't mean they should be guilty of rape.
Well, you know what, Mr. Manson? I think we got a case for you.
And that is a perfect segue to our next segment, Batsquatch.
Yeah. Now, what we've been doing, so a lot of the show, we like to cover cryptids, right?
Yes.
Now, who here is aware of the phenomenon of cryptids? I mean, everyone listens to the show pretty much, except for the various strange people that were dragged here by your significant others. I'm literally looking at one person.
Yes. How many people have never listened to any of the CCR shows?
Great.
All right,
Okay, good.
Oh, you haven't.
The
Well, he
person
looks
who
like a
is front
skinhead.
and center has not listened to anything.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
You haven't listened to anything?
Come on, get it.
We know our show is like 3 doors down meets Blink 182.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
then we
sell.
also, but then sometimes Mary's a bad boy. Because Mary identifies as a boy, and that's fine.
Now, we like to cover cryptids, right? So the idea of cryptids, for those of you not in the know, the 4 of you, that it's like something like Bigfoot or Mothman, which are some sort of, they're like a weird monster-like entity that sort of reverberates throughout American history. And a lot of times we try to cover them on the show, but this is a whole section that we actually had to cut out.
This is from our Flying Humanoids episode that unfortunately had to be scuttled because of technical difficulties, but we are bringing it to you now. This is Batsquatch. Batsquatch was first seen by Brian Canfield, who's an 18-year-old kid from Buckley, Washington.
Now, could I ask a question before we start?
Sure.
What's its dick look like?
I believe it actually looks like a bowl of Quaker oatmeal.
Oh, so it's more like it's like a base for what could have been a penis.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a breeding ground for penises.
I'm talking dog penis.
Yeah. Oh.
Like a little tuft, it kind of pops out, and then like that rope unfolds.
Oh my!
Sort of like when
like a proboscis.
Yeah, like a Pinocchio's nose, but made out of red meat.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. And usually dogs are only aroused when they're lying.
Yes. Is that true?
Yeah, dogs lie.
See, I had my older sister's first husband had a Rottweiler that was like that. He was always just like, go and pet Jake. Go and pet Jake. He likes it when you pet it.
Was
and then you'd go
was
and
your
pet.
older sister married to cousin Ed from
Pretty much.
Animal House?
Pretty
Christmas
much.
Day, or
I would
fucking
rub the
National Lampoon?
Rottweiler and it would just sprout the worst, wickedest hard on. Like I was Pamela Henderson dealing with it.
Give him credit for the pun, I guess. Pamela Henderson. Wow, I think it is beneath you, but still works. Still works.
Still works.
So you aroused your sister's dove.
I didn't do it like I wasn't like. Ooh. Want me
And
to
what
turn
were
on the
you
lights?
wearing? Were you wearing a dog outfit?
A negligee. I was 15 years old with my older sister's first husband. Of course, I was wearing a see-through teddy with garters and Converse shoes, so I could get out of there as fast as humanly possible.
Well, that seems a little bit odd, but
It does seem
that's
odd.
fine.
So Batsquatch here, he was first seen by Brian Canfield, 18-year-old kid from Buckley, Washington. Kid was driving down a deserted road one night when his truck suddenly slowed down, the lights dimmed, and a 9-foot-tall, hulking figure descended from the sky and landed right in front of him. He said the wings were so big they spanned the entire road. He said he was 9 foot tall and oddly muscular.
And this is the exact same story every point guard had when they drove down the lane and they met George Mirasan.
Now, George Mirasan was Billy Crystal's slave from My Giant.
Yes.
Because he owned a slave in that movie that was that giant man, and he would drag him around.
Yes, and no one seemed to mind.
No one
There was
cared.
literally, again, I cannot be seen if I stand on this stage.
That's why I gotta pull you down with the dog chain so you're at my fucking shoulder height.
No one cared that Billy Crystal owned a giant slave in My Giant, and they thought it was funny and cute because he got all the toilet paper off of the top shelf so Billy Crystal could wipe his disgusting ass.
Because you know his ass looks like two fucking pink raisins.
Oh, absolutely.
Right next to each other.
Yeah, and when he poops, it just looks like a pig breathing hard.
Weird.
I don't know.
Weird.
We're not recording this.
We are recording
Oh,
this.
we are recording
We're
this.
actively recording
Oh, I
this.
thought you said up top we weren't recording
No,
this.
no. I would not say that. That'd be weird. We're not recording this.
We're not recording this. Well, if the tape goes missing, it was me.
Interesting. Now, with Mothman, the phenomenon is linked to when people saw Mothman, they viewed it as a harbinger of doom. They said that when the Mothman showed up, it was before there was a gigantic bridge collapse, and then the TNT factory exploded. A lot of fucked up shit. Seems like the Mothman should be a suspect, but it's
I literally just blame it on growing up in New Jersey.
yes, because it's gross there. It was West Virginia.
I thought it was New. I thought
That's the Jersey Devil.
That's a Jersey Devil. Get your shit together. You're a loser for not knowing all these different fake monsters. No.
Well, I know.
What did you do in high school?
Yeah, you guys, you make out and you wrestled other men, and that's true though. You did wrestle other men. for
Yeah,
the
I did it
state
at the same time.
Interesting.
That's how I won all my matches.
Ah.
Yeah, it turns out if you get your opponent hard, then leave. I made them.
All the mic cut out after you said when you get your opponent hard,
Oh yeah.
and no one heard the rest of it.
No.
When you get your opponent hard.
I'm not saying my father was in the stands and be like, if you got him hard, you gotta marry him. You gotta marry him. It's the Christian way.
If you're gonna be gay, you better be good at it.
Yeah.
But this is. So was he like that? Was Mothman a harbinger of doom? Did he show up in specific like spots or for specific reasons? Or
No, Canfield said that it was just uncomfortable.
like it just showed up?
Yeah, it's just landed in front of they just stared at each other.
So I'm just like driving down the street, just like gotta get to work and Go. Maybe actually gotta go home. I would rather go home than go to. I'm
Hey,
going home.
buddy, what's going on? I know I'm like standing in the middle of the road here, but I guess it's kind of got to be this way for whatever reason.
Brand new Toyota Corolla.
I see it. It's really nice. I like the wheels on it. I know about cars.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a Dodge Ram, you fucking dumb shit.
Couldn't help but maybe notice you're looking at a gigantic flying bat weightlifter. Doesn't really understand much about cars. So, you ever been on Reddit?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like a bulletin website where people give it upvotes and downvotes, and it's according to popularity. A lot of times, certain like power users kind of like they're able to get things to the front page a lot faster because they're connections, and then you can promote stuff like that. You know, it's kind of a corrupt inner system.
I know Reddit. Yeah.
I was reading this story about a young boy that had broken his hands and legs in an accident, and his mom would come in and notice he was of a boy becoming to a man.
You are on the hood of my car.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just want to.
Apparently, she would come in to wash his feet, and she said that she began to notice that he was fully erect, uncomfortably so, because he was like a 13-year-old boy. And so, in order to relieve his stress, she would go and sort of manually release him, and then that relationship, those incidents kind of grew into a full-on sexual relationship.
What if I played REM's Everybody Hurts? Would you just go?
I'm just saying, do you think it's bad to have sex with your mom if she's doing it for a good reason?
I'm gonna turn the window wipers on, and it just go.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Do
you ever feel inside your own belly button? Is that weird feeling?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever done it to you? I should go.
Do you have any place to be?
Nah, dude. You want to go cruise by Walmart and go play with the Hulk gloves? That is how I spent all of my high school years, as high playing with the Incredible Hulk gloves.
They were amazing. Henry Zabrowski, everybody. Wow.
Windy City.
Right. Windy City.
Wow.
Well, I mean, and it is windy. And it's a good city to toot in because you can always blame it on the person behind you.
That is, what a great thing to have as quality to admire in a city is that it hides your farts. It's like Seattle, it's great because it's raining all the time, so you can cry openly in the street.
Absolutely. We were in Seattle. They have legalized weed. We threw a bunch of weed into the crowd. We had a great time. Henry bought a $7 Starbucks.
I did.
Yeah.
We got so much weed that I used weed as a tip for my morning coffee.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. We'll never get those times back.
Never get them back. This is more of a cocaine city. And if anybody, by the way,
do not use that as a segue, Kissel.
What?
We are recording this.
Oh, this?
Yes. So the Batsquatch is not seen a lot. So basically, they have this incident, and then the Batsquatch just flew away.
Yeah, he just flew away. That's it. And he was never seen again in that area of the country, and has really never been seen anywhere ever.
That's right, though. No, I have one more. I did have a sighting that I really liked.
I forgot about
Right.
this guy.
And this is all reported by people who are trustworthy and on crystal
Absolutely,
methamphetamine. And there is no way
These
they're
are
lying.
key witnesses.
There's no way they're just drinking and driving and trying to get out of a ticket.
No way.
This is all real.
No way. Paul Dale Roberts. He posted on the site Unexplained Mysteries.
Which, by the way, is a mystery.
That's fine.
So
I mean, it's just technically, it is redundant.
Yes.
An encounter, and now this encounter, he didn't see the Batsquatch himself, but he heard a story from some hiker friends from his that saw the Batsquatch and told him to tell everybody the story of Batsquatch. To Unexplained Mysteries, the website. They were on Mount Shasta. Me and my friend were hiking around Mount Shasta, and out of one of the crevices flew out this big creature. I mean, this thing was huge. It was as tall as a man, as stocky as Hulk Hogan, and had leathery wings. I believe the wingspan was at least 50 feet from one end to the other. I was holding on my camera, but I was paralyzed with fear as this thing flew by. I didn't get a picture. I'm sorry, holding your fucking camera. Batsquatch is in front of you, don't take it. What do you think this might be? Could it have been a pterodactyl?
It was flying or gliding fast. It seemed to have a head of a bat. Thinking about it, it doesn't really have the head of a pterodactyl. It kind of I saw a picture of a pterodactyl, and the heads are like not similar. I think it had more the head of a bat, or maybe even more like a fox. The damn thing finally flew into a clump of trees and vanished. Now I heard you guys might be going back to Mount Shasta, and if you do, please look out for this thing, because if you see it, you will piss all over yourself. I kid you not.
In no way did this guy just urinate out of his pants because he was too drunk and had to have an explanation for it.
I saw this fucking 50-foot creature. I know it. Yeah, I also maybe had 17 Millers.
All right, let's move on now.
Well, we have more cryptids
Exactly.
Yeah, we do. We have the blue fur creature of Petropavlovsk. This creature was seen in 1991 by the Ivanitsky family.
Ooh.
They endured 10 straight nights of an extremely loud cricket-like sound.
Ignore it. Ignore it. It will go away. It must be something to do with the water heater. Ignore it.
And that is the Russian alarm clock alerting the person that he's not quite drunk enough and he needs to drink more vodka.
10 nights they heard that before they finally thought to look under the bed.
It's literally this gigantic noise is coming from me. Russians are very good at denying things.
Oh, absolutely.
They opened up the bed, and out from that space ran a 3-foot-tall creature with large bat-like wings, covered in blue fur, and with a flat face that looked like it was made out of plaster, and a tiny lipless mouth.
Oh, he sounds like a Dick Tracy villain.
It does. It sounds cute. It sounds like one of those mannequins from those funny 80s the crash test dummies.
That's right. They had a television show.
Yeah.
Taught you how to crash a car. I crashed a lot of cars.
Yeah, those are called DUIs. Those are criminal offenses.
Yeah. Well, either way, the blue fur creature was also what they referred to a loaf of bread in Russia.
Yes.
Because it was full of mold.
It was so rare.
Yeah. And the creature, it suddenly, when they started pelting it with slippers, because they were understandably scared, it grew to 3 feet, its original size, from the size of a small dog or rat to something 3 times that large. And then when it grew to that size, out of its nose came a large trunk that protruded and wrapped itself around the leg of one of the family members. And that's when the kids went and grabbed all the household chemicals and started spraying with it. And that's when the thing limped over into a corner, rolled over, and died.
So that Russian family murdered probably a mentally handicapped person from Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Because they were scared.
And then the grandmother came home 2 hours later and was like, "Where's the thing that makes me come? You killed it!"
No, what's wonderful about it is that you slap it with a slipper and then its nose gives you an orgasm.
Grandmother, that was your living dildo?
Yes. Get with the times. It's 1987. Be groovy.
We have some bad news.
So the creature, after it died, the father of the family got paranoid because he thought he had killed a state-protected creature. This is the USSR in 1991.
They don't have food.
No food. Family members are regularly murdered for just thinking about happiness. And they had state-protected creatures.
Yeah, and so the father scooped it up, took it outside, and threw it in a ditch, hoping the whole thing would just go away. And when he went back out the next morning to check on the status of the body, he found that it had disappeared.
Someone ate it, thinking it was the coolest new kind of chicken. Because they had no normal chicken.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, I hope that grandmother went back and retrieved it. And it's just like...
And its her vagina ate it like it was a boa constrictor.
Oh, my God. And it was like,
Grandma.
no.
Back into the tunnel you go.
Yeah.
It's...
Like a poor couple getting abducted.
No! No, not the genital cuff. Maybe a little bit of the genital cuff.
Today's last podcast on the left is brought to you by AdamandEve.com. Go to AdamandEve.com for a limited time only. You'll get 50% off just about any item. When you select your one item at 50% off, you'll also receive 3 free adult DVDs, plus a free mystery gift. And to top it all off, they'll even throw in free shipping on your entire order. AdamandEve.com. Use the code LEFT at checkout. That's LEFT at AdamandEve.com. Use the code LEFT at AdamandEve.com.
Well, let's move on from aliens to... serial killers.
Now, I want to ask about this.
I want to ask this to the audience. Who here, this is genuine, everybody understands, we hear a lot about Ted Bundy's attractive. Jeffrey Dahmer has a swimmer's body. Now, who here is attracted to Son of Sam, or could be? Like, raise of hands.
No one?
So sad.
Way in the back.
We have two in the back.
Literally two in the very, very back.
And
they are covered in newspapers?
That's not bad at all.
But he's got beautiful lips.
Yes. And if you really think about it, like by Williamsburg standards, he had one room that he lived in alone with one hanging light bulb and it smelled like milk. Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like punk rock.
Yeah.
But he did smell of milk. But the thing is that wouldn't you want to look at that as some sort of fixer-upper? Because then really all you got to do is wash him once.
Right.
And then you've done your job. And then he understands he gets the positive validation from that, but no one wanted to put in the time with him because of all the murders.
All of the murders. Well, David Berkowitz, he actually began his career as a criminal long before he became the .44 caliber killer. From 1974 to 1977, David Berkowitz started over 1,400 fires in and around the New York City area, and we know this because he meticulously detailed every single fire in his journal, where he called himself the Phantom of the Bronx.
He literally kept a fire journal. And now that does sound like, it sounds like a Borges poem. Like it sounds like passion. But he's not from España, so it literally just was the weird pseudo-sexual history of a fucking serial killer, because what we know now is that arson is a common behavior in someone who will eventually turn into a serial killer. It's a weird sexual habit. It's kind of like, peeing your pants is about shame, and then killing the animals, you get a little bit of boner from it, I'm sorry, but also the setting fires is a sexual act, and you get sexual pleasure for it because you cause chaos.
Ooh, like Ghost Rider, maybe.
But he himself was on fire. He was more like Michael Jackson during that Pepsi commercial.
Oh, should have worked for Coke.
Yeah. So, by 1976, Berkowitz starting to lose it just a little bit. This is a letter that he wrote to his father.
Dear Daddy, it's cold and gloomy here in New York, but that's okay, because the weather suits my mood. Gloomy. Daddy, the world is getting dark now. Now it's getting dark. I think it's because I think I left this blanket over my head. I was trying to go to sleep, but now I'm afraid if I take it off, will there be a monster at the end of this book? Oh, Daddy. Things are really getting dark now. Yes.
Mr. Berkowitz, it's the NYPD. We've got a report.
I didn't kill anybody.
That's not why we're here.
Oh,
Multiple
good.
fires have been started all around the Bronx.
Could I possibly help you to a glass of semi-hot milk? It's always relaxing. And what I like about having the little bit of the milk mustache is I look like a young Santa Claus. So dry in here. The heat is really kick up in the wintertime and I can't control it. It's because of my horrible landlord. And then it cooks the dust and it dries out all of the different passages. The back of my nose, oh God, it's like a desert back there.
You are funny. You are funny. We are going to have to come in and just kind of hang out under your swinging light there. And just
you're going to interrogate me?
A little bit, sir.
Let me certainly hide this journal of fires. Don't worry, it's like a Borges poem.
Journal of Fires.
It's about the passion that I feel when I go outside. It's a little cold outside, and if I forgot my car and I gotta walk down the street and I forgot my cardigan, because the best part of having the car is that you can put the cardigan in the back and you kind of lay it, because at the same time I don't want to wear all the clothes I'm gonna need throughout the day, because you don't know what's gonna happen if the temperature changes. Because I see my chest as soon as it gets the tiniest bit of cold outside. It looks like the turkey's done. I need to cover it with some cardigan fabric in case I don't get harassed in the street
sir,
called a mother dog.
Yeah, we will have a cup of warm milk.
Oh, good. Let me just...
Well, of course, David Berkowitz became Son of Sam in 1977. He murdered 6. He wounded 7. His entire murder spree lasted an entire year.
He wasn't good enough.
He has a losing record.
He was a losing record. He was. I don't even know how to make a football reference.
So he was caught, he was convicted, he went to prison, and sometime in the 1980s, David Berkowitz started writing.
Now, I honestly think that's what it was, is because, first of all, like, if you're going to shoot somebody, you're kind of a pussy. Like, you don't really want to get in there. You're not trying to carve off the face. You don't want to, like, play with the skull like it's a hand puppet like Ted Bundy. These are creative-driven people. Son of Sam was just taking pot shots. He viewed himself as sort of a romantic character. Like, he loved writing letters to the police, and so that turned into a very legitimate poetry collection that he wrote that's here. It's called The Serial Killer, David Berkowitz, Son of Sam, Son of Hope. Now, he became a Christian in prison, and not like a normal, not like a, it's cool to love Jesus kids kind of Christian. It was like a full-on, like, esoteric, ancient Christian. Very strange.
Yeah, and this is what David Berkowitz looks like now.
Oh.
Look at that.
He looks like every landlord in Queens.
Beautiful. Beautiful guy.
He looks like the guy from Bar Rescue.
Oh! And he's always catching bartenders skimming the drinks.
Yeah.
So this actually begins a series that we've been working here on Dickhead Prison. It's called Prisoners Who Did Terrible Shit and Who Are Terrible People Read Poems.
And I put my name in the basket, and I'm
You did.
supposed to get 10 minutes of time to do whatever it is that I want.
Yes, Mr. Berkowitz, you are next up. You are welcome to read your poetry.
Oh, God. I'm so nervous. It's like the first time I'm reading thoughts out loud, you know, because it's kind of like holding in a fart.
You scream in your cell all day.
All day long, I'm practicing for this, my big moment.
This is
now,
it.
What they said is that in order to alleviate my nerves, I'm supposed to imagine everyone in the audience being completely nude. But the
You
problem
actually
is
can't
that
legally do that. Yeah.
I cannot legally do that because of my crimes. Also, I've seen most of these men completely nude in the showers.
That's correct.
Now, I've written several poems here. Now, tell me who he is, knowing a guy who's a real jerk at the office. Huh? What is the deal with those guys that are jerks in the office?
That is the beginning
I could
of a
do
joke.
whatever I want
No,
with the 10 minutes
it has to be
I have.
poetry, sir. If you want to do the joke open mic, you can sign up for the joke open mic.
Well, lucky this is a perfect segue to my poem, So Long Jerk. What is the deal? I just want to see how fast you are.
That's a joke, yeah.
This is a real poem.
All of these are 100% real.
It was like a metamorphosis when you left our offices. The place became tranquil. Co-workers were thankful. Projects got done. We actually had fun. We prayed and prayed that you'd get laid off. And off you went, unemployed and silent. Now it's back to work, -1 useless jerk. It's kind of like when Sammy was around. He was always giving people a hard time, pushing them over in the shower and forcing sex upon them. And then we finally got laid off by getting the chair.
Yeah. You got 6 more minutes.
It's relatable.
It is relatable.
It's relatable humor. It's relatable prison humor. You guys remember that one time we all got HIV?
No, that's a joke, sir. That is, you're going into
It's
joke.
a relatable joke about prison.
Well, but we don't tell jokes here, do we?
No, this is about poems. This is serious poems.
That's right. 6 more minutes of poems, Mr. Berkowitz.
I've got 3 more minutes of poems. I got 6 more minutes of banter.
Okay, well, let's get to the poems.
So much
please.
banter.
Got a lot of guys here.
Oh, God, I've lost my place in the book of poems.
Just get it done. Find the poem. Any poem. Read the poem you're on
Oh,
now.
it's
Read
just
the poem
specific.
now.
I need to get my spirits
Mr.
out.
Berkowitz,
I need to get my spirits out.
Mr. Berkowitz.
I will kill again.
Do you?
I will kill again.
Well, now you have 4 minutes left, sir.
Oh. If I'd known that, I would not read my poem. I will kill again.
All right, we'll revoke his milk privileges for a week. Please read Mr. Berkowitz.
This is a poem about my grandfather. It's really important.
Any poem will do.
Where is the damn poem? There we go.
Inmate Parks may help you find it.
Here we go. All right. Now this poem, who here is on a date? Unfortunately,
It's all
here in
men
prison,
here.
we're not
Yes.
all allowed to be in relationships. I hope you're ready to feel erotic. What is the deal with being
That is a
someone
joke,
and having
sir.
them love you for once in your
Mr.
life?
Berkowitz, that is a joke.
Let me finish. A bedtime affair. What is it I adore that lays hidden inside your heart? That sweet nectar, a fragrance of mint and spice. so arousing and pleasant. You are an aphrodisiac, a lover filled with dark kisses. At night, I will invite you into my bed, just the two of us, locked in an embrace, your joy running down my face. Is it true that you won't cheat on me? But I will cheat, oh yes, on my diet. Perhaps this box of Valentine's chocolates is the best love there is. It's a poem about chocolates. I've never been loved.
All right.
Here, let me find I'll find the ground.
We have got a lineup. Multiple inmates need to get through, Mr. Berkowitz. So
I just gotta say, come down to how's everybody feeling about our president?
That's a joke, sir.
It's really controversial.
No. Mr. Berkowitz, that is the set of a joke.
Oh, thank God
That's the setup for a joke.
This young child molester found my poem for me in my book.
Well, that is true, and that is actually technically legal.
Now, who here remembers their grandfather? I do. Now, what's the deal with remembering your grandfather?
Mr. Berkowitz.
All right, I remember Grandpa. Holy shit, I remember Grandpa. So long ago, just a blur. You held me, made me laugh. Always a smile, a happy time I won't forget. Your fine pennies, your wet kisses, your prickly whiskers, before God came to take you to the graveyard. God came himself, and then he disappeared for everyone else.
Your time is up.
Thank God.
Henry Zabrowski, everybody.
Oh, God.
Henry Zabrowski.
Son of Sam.
David fucking Berkowitz. Holy shit. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Marcus Parks.
Marcus Parks.
What a guy.
That's
running
the
all
best
the shows
reaction
on
we've
CCR. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Everything is done. Unbelievable. That's what I say. Marcus fucking Parks. All right, let's move on to the tip of the spear. The man who officially has the president's phone number and constantly gets called.
Literally, he was like
by
the
him.
fifth person Donald Trump called when he won the election. He is technically the last honest man in America, and I'm sorry, everybody, he's the only person fighting for the essential honest nature of this fucking country, Alexander Jones.
Alexander Jones, tip of the spear. He's a statist, by the way. Look at that dumb shithead.
Yeah.
God, I want
Henry,
that body.
Yeah, that's the body you're working for.
I want that body.
Yeah.
I want to be fat but hard.
Yeah. It's the
Where it's
body
like slaps.
The body that scares horses. I love it. All right.
Well, Alex Jones, of course, like his guy won. I mean, Alex Jones's entire thing is that he's fighting against the system. It's all a conspiracy. They're all against us. He has the documents, but his guy won.
He's never been on the winning side before.
Never. And he doesn't know what to do. And what he's doing is drinking.
He's
a lot.
He is drinking a lot. He is being publicly intoxicated quite a bit.
Quite a bit. And we have video of him.
All right.
Trash.
Let's check it out.
All right. We've got to come. And this, by the way, both of these videos, this is Inauguration Day. This is his birthday.
Thrilled.
He's having a great time.
Israel, but he's Hitler. I mean, oh, no, really. Well, I'd love to hear about freedom of the press with them legalizing domestic propaganda under Obama.
You actually have liquor on your breath.
In the, oh my God. Oh my God. Are you a Puritan?
No, I'm just amazed that you're doing your job with liquor on your breath. Does that give you the guts to yell at women?
I need the guts. Let me tell you, I got too many guts, baby.
I think you do.
Truth is, I drink alcohol, so I got too many guts.
Look at how happy he is.
No, it's actually made up. I had the coffee earlier.
He had a coffee earlier.
2 days ago.
Literally sounds like every father at a DUI checkpoint. yeah, well, I had a coffee earlier, so I love the police.
Yeah, and so this is, afternoon time. He's just getting a little revved up. He's talking to the protesters. Let's see him about 6 hours later.
And I got a center. I don't need a bullhorn. I don't need any other. The will of the Republic will dominate this BS. Yeah. 1776 will commence again.
That's right.
You like it? This is just the info war. Imagine you get in a physical fight with us. It's over.
I remember that when Thomas Jefferson.
I know you do now, don't you? We haven't taken the gloves off, and if you want to keep pushing with your commie Chinese and everybody else, we're going to blow your ass off the map. All the secret weapons ain't in the control of you anymore, are they? They're now in the hands of George Washington 2.0. So I know why you're shaking in fear.
That's right.
Wow.
I remember that when George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton had that conversation in 1776, and they say, a couple hundred years from now, a dumpy shithead who looks like he's filled with soup will be drunk and shouting about what we've done.
See, this reminds me of the same dad that was caught at the DUI after he won the softball game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we all know T-ball's rigged. Because the ball
Joe DiMaggio!
Yeah, and the ball was, and my son, I think he's gay.
Well, of course.
Alec, by the way, let's just let that sink in, by the way. This man is a phone call away from the presidency. That's the world we're living in.
Yeah.
We get all the time for
this is the new normal.
Everything we do, we constantly get called, we get called reasonable. Only because the world's gone batshit insane.
This is Tom Brokaw now.
Yeah, we are moving to the center. We're Good Morning America.
Yeah. Good Morning America, we're slightly less drunk than Kathy Lee and Hoda.
You know what I would say? Let's call it Sultry Evening America because that's when we woke up.
All right, well, of course, Alex Jones, big conspiracy guy. Let's move on to another big conspiracy that revolves around one of the most famous murders of the 21st century. It all starts with the 1997 Denver Broncos. Now,
pay attention.
Pay attention here, because I got a lot of information, so I'm going to have to, this is numerology stuff, so you're going to have to really pay attention.
Do we have
a lot of 3s, a lot of 13s, a lot of 7s.
Are there people that are into numerology into the crowd? I'm sorry.
Right. I'm sorry.
The same women that wanted to fuck David Berkowitz.
I think that's great. That is on brand.
Now, all right, listen carefully here. On January 25th, 1998, the Denver Broncos won Super Bowl 32, which precedes number 33, which is the highest degree of Freemasonry and 1 degree above 32, which is the freezing point on the Fahrenheit scale.
Right?
All right.
You know it's true because he has to say right after the sentence. Right.
Now, the Broncos' victory over 3-time winning Green Bay Packers ended a streak of 13 consecutive years where the AFC representative had lost. The Broncos won by 7 points, scoring 31. 13 backwards.
Also, John Elway played for the Broncos, looks like a horse.
Good point. That's also true. Yeah.
And John Elway, lucky number 7.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And John Elway, he had endured 3 humiliating defeats in the Super Bowl during his first 7 seasons.
Humiliated. He was stripped nude in a parking lot, and they played with his penis, a bunch of guys, and behind a dumpster.
That's what happened to you.
Yes.
And then John Elway managed to be shut out of the big game for 7 seasons afterwards. Terrell Davis, the MVP of that Super Bowl, scored 3 touchdowns on the path to victory. That Super Bowl was held on January 25th, 1997, exactly 13 months after the death of JonBenet Ramsey. Now, December 25th, 1996. Let's think about that date for just a second. There are a lot of people that believe that 4 AD is the actual birth date of Jesus Christ, not 0 AD. That would make January 25th, 1996, the 2000th celebration of Christmas, which would make that day the perfect day for an Illuminati blood sacrifice, making JonBenet Ramsey an actual blood sacrifice to bring in the sacrificial age to appease the gods that the Illuminati worship to this day.
Reasonable. I like the people are going like,
yeah. Well, when Marcus starts screaming like that, it's got to be true.
Just keep nodding.
Got to be true.
Just keep now. To be honest, it could.
No, I was just going to say that's what Joel Osteen does also, but it doesn't matter.
I would say this could be a revamp and repowering of the Masonic ritual that the Jack the Ripper murderers were.
Absolutely, because of course the Jack the Ripper murders ushered in the 20th century, the age of conflict. Of course, we had all of the wars, we had all of the terrorism, but now we are in a sacrificial age. They're trying to sacrifice you, each and every one of you. The Illuminati wants to lead you all to your death like pigs to the slaughter, but you will not let them. None of you will let the Illuminati win. We will fight against them every single day. 1776 is commenced.
I also do like there's the people empowered and then also several people going,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
honestly, if you all taste like a porksicle, I have no problem with it. No problem.
No, but I actually do believe, because there's a lot of new revelations that have come out recently about John Benet Ramsey's murder, and there are a lot of people that
it's
believe
all
that Burke
dog
did
shit.
it.
Yeah,
but they all
Burke
say that
did
Burke
do
did
it.
it. I actually do, but I don't think I don't think that he did.
No. No,
All right, I think
she knows
that,
what's up.
I think that she was murdered by people that were involved with her father, as because he would not help in covering up 9/11, right? And so she was murdered as a sacrifice. And what a good way to get some crazy dude who's some weird cousin of somebody in the Freemasons to kill a little girl by trying to validate the whole thing by this big Byzantinian numerological explanation about what you got to do in order to open up the portal, right? Jack the Ripper opened up the portal to the 20th century. What if John Benet Ramsey's sacrificial murder opened up the portal to internet porn?
Probably did.
And that's
Someone
what they
just yelled out, "Thank you!" Like that's what they've been thinking all along.
And there it was. I hope you guys felt the stench of booze and the excitement of that wonderful
remember it.
Chicago crowd. Oh yes,
I will say it was like sense memory. It was like that. What was it? The Portrait of a Young Artist. But it was like the hint of mustard that took him back to his childhood. That just took me back to guys going,
Oh, a wonderful crowd. A Malort-filled night it was. Yes, and what you don't get to hear there is all the amazing audio, or the amazing video that we have at our live shows. So you didn't miss out on anything. We've got some great stuff.
But you missed out on a lot.
Well, what did they miss out on?
a lot.
They missed out on all the visual stuff.
No, I know that. But if you come to the live show, Marcus, you do it. I don't know. What on earth? Get out of here. I'm flustered from
I will
Henry.
say this. Last night, we were watching the musical Meet Me in St. Louis. And they kept saying, I don't want to go to New York. There's plenty to do right here in beautiful St. Louis. We're doing the same thing, but backwards.
You're spending your nights watching stand-up comedy and then like 1960s like sing-song movies?
Yeah, I'm just not looking out the window. You know what I mean?
Well, if you come to our live shows, of course, that cut off right after our John Benet Ramsey bit. But the live show always ends with a big visual element. So if you want to experience the full live show, you got to come out and see us. Once again, cavecomedyradio.com/live is where you go to get tickets. And we're about to announce a really big spate of new live shows. So be sure to listen up for all... Spate. I love that word. Spate. Yeah, be sure to listen up for all the new announcements. A lot of very exciting cities are going to be getting the Last Podcast on the Left treatment. We can't wait to come out and see all of you.
Absolutely. And honestly, I want to thank everyone for listening. Because of you, we went over 1 million listens last week.
Yes.
7-day span, a podcast that was just created out of the ether. I cannot believe we're over 1 million a week, and it's all because of you, the great listeners, and all the hard work Marcus and Henry, and dare I say myself, do. So really, but it really was. That's quite a dream come true to get 1 million listens in a week.
And the more our numbers grow, and the more powerful we become, as the tides begin to turn in the direction of our side of history.
Why are you painting your nails black right now?
I'm just saying the more powerful we become, the more influential we can become as a population, as a group, overturn the governments of the world. One true nation.
You know what, Henry?
I'm not saying an NWO.
We're going to do this. One friend a month. I just want you to make a friend a month. That's it. Just start.
I got plenty of friends. I got this Dow's homemade soap that the person who's staying with me bought the other day.
Okay,
and I have,
look,
Natalie bought me this little trophy that says world's greatest boyfriend.
Okay, so this actually got sadder than I thought it could.
Yeah, this is getting
I
much
have
worse.
this card I have a membership card to PBS because I paid $5 to donate to them so I could see the rest of British Bake Off on their app, on the Apple TV.
So the 3 objects near you were the saddest 3 things I've ever seen somebody have close to them.
Learning the Tarot by Joan Bunning.
A great book.
It right now,
Yes, okay.
And if you guys want to support us, go to patreon.com/last podcast on the left. If you give just $1, you get advanced ticket sales to all of our live shows. And that really has been a life-changing contribution that you guys have been making to us. And we'll be doing more shout-outs here in just a second.
Absolutely, and I'm going to do a weekly creepypasta.
Yes.
The first one should be released today or this week, and I'm just going to read one story free, like for 15 minutes, and so that should be fun if you are a Patreon subscriber.
Yep, $5 or more gets the extra bonus content.
Oh. Wow, that is a good idea.
Do you want to pledge $5, Henry?
How if I just give you $5 or an IOU? How about an IOU for $5?
Okay.
That's as good as money.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for supporting this show and all the shows on Cave Comedy Radio. Abe Lincoln's Top Hat, Roundtable of Gentlemen, Page 7, Sex and Other Human Activities. We have so many t-shirts and fun products coming your way.
Oh, yeah. We got a Don't Come At Me With That t-shirt. We got a new Jackie t-shirt. It says, That's my name. I'm wearing it right now. That's officially on sale. Yeah, cavecomedyradiomerch.com.
Awesome.
Excellent. Hail Satan, everyone.
Hail yourselves.
And hail Geen.
Hail me. Follow us all on Twitter.
Yep. Yep.
Follow us all on Instagram.
Congratulations.
Hail Satan. Again, you fuckers.
All right.
Do you think that Stephen Hawking fucks?
I don't know if he can.
I don't think he... I mean, he might be able to still get a boner.
Maybe.
So maybe he could get, like... But he looks fragile.
They didn't cover that in the movie.
No.
No, they just had Eddie Redmayne make a stupid face, and then they gave him an Oscar.
That's what acting is, I guess.
All right, let's do these shout-outs.
All right, so this is now it's time for the, I almost said PlayStation Network shout-outs.
Don't you fucking do this.
Oh, because of Holden from Roundtable. That bastard has wormed his way into my brain.
And remember, if you give just $1 to our Patreon, not only do you get the advanced ticket sales, you also get a shout-out. And we've got a lot to get through, so we're going to start right now. Ben, would you like to start?
Jacob Reich. That's a strange name. Oh, Jacob.
Oh, that Reich just popped right out of your mouth.
Jacob Reich.
Singing a song.
I'm Jacob Reich the third. What is that? Jacob. Okay. All right. Catherine Dolber. Thank you, Catherine. Daniel Anderson. Heather Thompson. Ooh, this is one I'm going to butcher. Salvador Giralgu. It's Jauregi. Gerarga. All right. Merritt Hamilton, Jamie Lachelle, Timothy Price, Valerie Crowley, Meredith Richardson, Dolce Soul, Corinne Wendell, CD, Valerie Radcliffe, and John Finucane.
I've got Jeff Engel, Jacob Bache, Andrew Harshman, Talia Lavin, Ryder Moore, Dixon Grant, Matthew Kroll, Hannah Atkin, Sam Bartholomew, Chris York, Mark Flackett, Zachary Miner, Andrew Tershik, Katie Shanahan, and Carrie Lehan.
What was that? Dixon Grant, huh?
Dixon Grant.
Over under 5 on ascots. Gotta have an ascot.
Dixon Grant, in my head, he rides his butler who's dressed as a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like what happened to Richard Pryor in that movie The Toy before people realized how insanely racist that whole premise is.
Yeah. I have Melody Schaefer, Kat Todd, Alfonso Di Lorenzo, Pial Riotnias, because it's got those weird O's and the A's. It's got an A's with a dot on it and an O with a slash through it.
Oh, an umlaut. That's a Swedish person.
Is it Riotnias?
Riotnias? I don't know.
I think if there's a slash through it, you don't pronounce that letter. It's like,
so
no.
it's Pial, Katie Ryder, Crystal Doss, Timothy Young, Patrick Murray, Jane Ashburn, Dylan Crenshaw, Amy Allshouse, Joel Steele, Nina Modelsky, Chase T. Hopper, Jonna Blockman, Kay Bean, Jessica Jones, Caleb Boudouin, Aiden Toms, Alexandra, took her money down. Saw that. Editor lowered her to a lower package.
Oh, she did.
She did.
Well, don't call him out on that. She might be having financial trouble.
I think that's wonderful, though. She must have given so much to be able to take it down.
Take it down.
Take it down.
Liz Conlon, Steve Hull, Corey Ficus, Tyler Harris, Casey Knott, Alyssa Bachen, William Mitchell, Adrian Negrete, Elliot Casey, and John Rapace.
All right, I got Darren Robinson, Ian Campbell, DK, Bridget Cheshire, Rich Messina, Matt Dennison, Alex, Jenny Walker, Alexis Johnson, Brittany Gould, hello Brittany, Liberty Seal, that's a great name, Liberty Seal, isn't that powerful? Nick Waters, Stephen Impson, Sam Kirsch, Sarah Dunn, I'll just do a couple more. Alice Tate, James Oddie, Sophie K. Well, there's a management company, Sophie K.
Really?
Maybe that's her.
Oh.
Who knows?
Like entertainment management?
Yeah, I think they want me to be the. I don't know. I have no clue what they would want with me. Jem Jones, Sam Delfonte, Kean Spillhouse. Ooh, I like this. Kean Spillhouse. That's a fun place to go. Emily, Caitlin Hohe. It's Hohe. It's a Hohe. I don't know.
How? It could be how?
How?
Hohe.
I love that name. Rachel E. Johnson, Carolyn Recker, Dylan D. Whitty Witten, Jessica. Yeah, he said D. Whitty.
DeWitty Witten.
Dylan D. Whitty Witten. Dylan D. Witten. Did you not put the oil in the right part of the car because it turns it?
That's wrong.
Jessica Stanley, Lauren Macaroni. That's a fun one. Louis Godot and Chelsea Saint Amour.
I got John Hall, Sarah Thomas, Sam Homer, Martin Pepe, Haley Dixon, Brianna Iacoboni, William Mayhall, Matthew Sinisi, Joel, Tammy Mercure, Brittany Bennett, Kate Russell, Chrissy Dellar, Lucas Wingard.
Oh, hello, Lucas.
Hey, Lucas.
Hello.
James S. Barrett, Simon Colley, Tim Perham. Perham?
Yes.
Perhaps Perham.
Perham.
Yeah.
Chad. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, I was going to say how much per ham. But I think Henry said it.
Yes, I did
Yes.
Perham, yeah.
Chad Miller, Dan Strauss, Ashley Craig, Sue Kern, Stephanie Georgis, Geeklet, Kelly Webb, Julie Kurtz, Mark Thorne, Miguel Santana de Silva, Dave Lumsden, Drew Smith, and Johnny Weand.
Oh. David Lopez, Joe Foster, Christina Navarro, Wade Norcross, Trevor Marine, Kelsey Stone. Hi, this is Kelsey Stone with the weather. Cody Matheson, Karen, Diane Voyevodsky, Kevin Berg, Forrest, Matt Driggers, Destiny, Ben Vaughn, Catherine Smith, Gary Thorne, John Todd, Trevor, Nick Cowling, Cody Robbins, Joy Richard, Samantha Spamer, Kondiak, Katie Evans, KP Francisco, Tori Mears, Kevin Conlon, Cooper Velasic, Megan Campbell, Christy Tabatabai.
They all sound like pop singers or porn stars. I love that. And there was a Ben in there. There's not a lot of Bens. I thought it was a more common name. Isn't that strange?
Haven't come across one Marcus yet?
Isn't that wild? Oh, this is a great name. Candy Janish. Ooh. Candy Janish. Jessa Serafini, Faith Latour, Robin.
Faith Latour. We met her in Chicago. She was a part of that fucking crowd.
Wonderful person. We love you, Faith. Robin Scamser, Eli Hindman, Chris Stokes, Michael Winnock, Thomas Schumacher, Chris Schmidt, James Ashton Roper, Samuel John Swinburne, Dylan Tucker, Precious Creature. Oh, that's fun. Oh, you are. Oh, yes.
You know Precious Creature looks like me.
But you are a precious creature. You are.
I am.
You are precious. Rich Colonna and Ashley Colvin.
Yeah, Andrew Coyle, Paul Barak, Angela Felton, Nolan H., Alana Watson, Saisio, Chad Stewart, Ludwig Holmstrom, Robin Hardwick, Brent Ilays, Kate Sabalo, Jesper Uldall, Katie Guidry, Ben Thomas, and Amber Powers.
Faith, you did not permanently scare me, though, just for the second. Mark Gertz, Michael Lysiak, Scott Owens, Ashley, Lori N. Wilson, Waco Weston Graham.
Whoa.
That's a big name. That's a big old South name. Waco Weston Graham.
His name is Waco?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Maybe Waco is like his nickname, like he's Waco Weston.
Ooh.
I love the name Waco.
Is that true? Christabella, Carly Volterscheit, Shay Carly, Tori Mays, Tommy McKenzie, Cameron Kyote, Oyinkan, Christine Fjord, Hadass Rosen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is Mary Lewis coming in, Laurel Rose, Nathan Baltimire. Okay, strong name. Stephen McKay, Krista Garrick, Dakota Mendoza. Ooh, Dakota's another good one. And Ben Laura. Now we're Ben Lara.
Got 3 Bens.
And now we're going to Bens. A lot of Bens here. There's too many of them almost. Monica Black, Caitlin Fatout, that's not pronounced right at all. Gianna Lupa, Cynthia Buckley, Lacey Peters, Bonner Demling, not pronounced well at all. Caitlin Allen and Dana Jacobs. Thank you so much.
David P., Andrew Miller, Sam Turner, Justin Davis, Parkus Marks.
Whoa, that's a name.
James Casatari.
You imagine in another world there's a Parkus Marks and he's got great teeth and he stands up straight.
But he's like short and Asian.
Daniel Badams, Carolina Jerzik, Joe DeTorve, Kristen, Joshua Rojo, Sean Lockton, and Brock Randolph.
I love it.
Wow. I'm done.
Oh, you're
I'm
done?
out.
Oh, okay. Well, we got a couple of more here. We're going to go right on to Katie Campbell, Alex Swindle, Alexandra Swindle. Oh, that's a family. Or maybe it's the same person, unless they named their son Alex and their daughter Alexandra.
They could have.
They can. Yeah.
People can do that.
I know. You can name your kids whatever you want. And technically, you're their master. Jack Mead, Krista Maney, John P., Caspa Pouncey, Omar Maguka. Maguka? I don't. Mugica. It's Maguka.
Mugica? Let me see that.
Is it Maguka? I don't know how to say it.
Mugisa.
Oh, but you're just silencing the C.
No, I'm just saying that's probably how it's pronounced. Yeah.
It's Omar Mugica?
Mugica. Probably. It's not Maguka.
I don't know. All right, give it back. Good Lord. If you do have a name that you know I'll mess up, maybe put a little pronunciation there. Catherine Fugati, Jacob Med, Alexa Carlson, Katie Parker, and Hallie.
I got Jeanette Bastien, Trevor Alford, Megan Schmelzenbach.
Oh, I love it.
Craig Noonan, Teresa Baxter, Liz R., Vicky Pearson, Laura Porritt, Matthew Patton, Chrissy Ruel Arundel, and Namarali Braun, H.E. Burrow. There's 2 A's in a Maaraalee. Namarali, H.E. Burrows, Christina Giovanelli, Ryan Holiday, and Allison Pettygrove.
All right. We got Joss Evans, Anthony, Daniel Sorensen, Paul Culetta, Jim Renzi, Nicholas Vanderheiden. Ooh.
For a second there, you sounded like what's his name from the old days from Saturday Night Live.
Nick Vanderheiden.
Oh, that's good. And now a musical guest, Andy Kaufman's Ghost. Okay. Mark Ostrowski, Matt Gaines, Russell Hull, Nicole Sabella, Elena Calabro, Nicole Jones, Ethan Lutsky, Jasmine Jones, and my final, but I think the most important last name, because I have one of these, Megan Penis. Which is what happens when you lose a lot of weight. You get a little penis.
Is it really penis?
It's Megan Penis.
Yeah, you remember that. It's penis.
Let me see that.
It's on the top. I read it. I did it on purpose.
Maybe it's panis.
It's penis. It's P-A-N-U-S.
Let us have this.
Penis?
I got Trent Kasparis, Matt Braxmeyer, Sickle Best, Stephanie May, Valerie Myers, Olivia Rivera, Megan Gardner, Noel Cummings, Matt Junker, Dylan Grady, Jenna Wally, Brian Levy. Brian used to work for us here at Cave Comedy Radio.
Really? We love him.
He's very funny on Twitter. Jennifer Register, Kristen Meyer, and Lena Eckerblom.
All right, and that's been this week's
Patreon
shout-outs. I'm sorry. I don't know what's.
Let that get in there.
Yeah, you're the one who introduced us to Holden. Okay, technically this is all your fault.
If you would like to hear what we're talking about, go listen to the Roundtable of Gentlemen.
Good.
And thank you so much to everybody who gave to our Patreon. We so very, very, very much appreciate it. And yeah, if you want to get a shout out, patreon.com/podcast on the left.
Awesome. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
And
thank you for your gifts, and thank yourself for yourself.
Yes. Magustalations.
Leon.